A mosque, ablution facilities and minarets from which calls to prayer are issued. The pulpit is delivered, was in earlier times characteristic of the central city mosque, but has since become common in smaller mosques. Mosques typically have segregated spaces for men and women. This basic pattern of organization has assumed different forms depending on the region, period and denomination. Mosques commonly serve as locations for prayer, Ramadan vigils, funeral services, Sufi ceremonies, marriage and business agreements, alms collection and distribution, as well as homeless shelters. Historically, mosques were also important centers of elementary education and advanced training in religious sciences. In modern times, they have preserved their role as places of religious instruction and debate. But higher learning now generally takes place in specialized institutions. Special importance is accorded to the Great Mosque of Mecca. In the past, many mosques in the Muslim world were built over burial places of Sufi saints and other venerated figures, which has turned them into popular pilgrimage destinations. With the spread of Islam, mosques multiplied across the Islamic world. Sometimes churches and temples were converted into mosques, which influenced Islamic architectural styles, while most pre-modern mosques were funded by charitable endowments. Modern states in the Muslim world have attempted to bring mosques under government control. Increasing government regulation of large mosques has been countered by a rise of privately funded mosques of various affiliations and ideologies, many of which serve as bases for different Islamic revivalist currents and social activism. Mosques have played a number of political roles. The rates of mosque attendance vary widely depending on the region. The word mosque entered the English language from the French word mosque, probably derived from Italian moschea, or Spanish mezquita, either from Nabatean masjidha or from Arabic Romanized sajada, probably ultimately from Nabatean Arabic masjidha or Aramaic seghed. According to scholars, Islam started during the lifetime of Muhammad in the 7th century CE. And so did architectural components such as the mosque. In this case, either the Mosque of the Companions in the Eritrean city of Massawa, or the Quba Mosque in the Hijazi city of Medina, would be the first mosque that was built in the history of Islam. Other scholars reference Islamic tradition and passages of the Quran that claim Islam as a religion preceded Muhammad, and includes previous prophets such as Abraham. Abraham in Islam is credited by Muslims with having built the Kaaba in Mecca, and consequently its sanctuary, Al-Masjid al-Haram, which is seen by Muslims as the first mosque that existed. A hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari states that the sanctuary of the Kaaba was the first mosque on earth, with the second mosque being Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem, which is also associated with Abraham. Since as early as 638 AD, the sacred mosque of Mecca has been expanded on several occasions to accommodate the increasing number of Muslims who either live in the area or make the annual pilgrimage known as Hajj to the city. Either way, after the Quba Mosque, Muhammad went on to establish another mosque in Medina, which is now known as Al-Masjid an-Nabawi, built on the site of his home. Muhammad participated in the construction of the mosque himself and helped pioneer the concept of the mosque as the focal point of the Islamic city. The Prophet's mosque introduced some of the features still common in today's mosques, including the niche at the front of the prayer space known as the mihrab and the tiered pulpit, called the minbar. The mosque was also constructed with a large courtyard, a motif common among mosques built since then. 2010 aerial view of the largest mosque in the world, the Sacred Mosque of Mecca in the Hejaz, present-day Saudi Arabia, with the Kaaba in the center, the Temple Mount in the Old City of Jerusalem in the West Bank, Sham, with the Dome of the Rock to the left, and Al-Aqsa Mosque to the right, the Quba Mosque in Medina, Hejaz, Saudi Arabia, the Mosque of the Companions in Massawa, Eritrea, Horn of Africa, Al-Masjid an-Nabawi in Medina, Masjid al-Qiblatan in Medina. Mosques had been built in Iraq and North Africa by the end of the 7th century, as Islam spread outside the Arabian Peninsula with early caliphates. The Imam Hussein Shrine in Karbala is reportedly one of the oldest mosques in Iraq. although its present form, typical of Persian architecture, only goes back to the 11th century. The shrine, while still operating as a mosque, remains one of the holiest sites for Shiite Muslims, as it honors the death of the third Shia Imam, and Muhammad's grandson, Hussein ibn Ali. The Mosque of Amrar ibn Alas was reportedly the first mosque in Egypt, serving as a religious and social center for Fustat during its prime. Like the Ayam,